Peace and life, family. I hope that y'all are well. So, first off, I just want to say that when I go live, and I put live about anything, it's literally about anything. So I'm literally going live about anything that's on my mind or that I've been thinking about lately or anything that y'all want to talk about, whatever. That's what I go live about. So, this live about anything, of course, we are going to start with discussing a few things, but mainly the fact that I quit my job. So, if y'all don't know, I put up a video yesterday talking about me quitting my job. And peace, Maya, how you doing? I put up a video yesterday talking about me quitting my job. And yes, everything I said in the video is so true and exactly how I feel. Hello, Bay Area, Cali. Okay. Um, but yeah, so I quit that motherfucker. I quit, y'all. And honestly, like, it's been such a freeing experience. I feel so damn free. It's been a huge learning lesson. So just like a quick little background and spiel about it. Essentially, I was a learning specialist. Hey, I was a learning specialist at, thank you so much for loving my spirit. I appreciate that energy. I was a learning specialist at a major charter network up here. And honestly, it became, peace, Lisa Woke, it became very overwhelming in the sense of like, it's not that the work itself was overwhelming, but really it's the amount of energy that I was putting into doing the work and like how invested I was. And as you guys know, I have my own business. So the amount of energy that I was investing in working for someone else was taking away a lot of energy that I had to invest in my own business and growing my own stuff. So essentially, I had to make a decision of, am I going to continue to invest the amount of energy that I'm investing in somebody else's dream? I appreciate that. Everything does happen for a reason. And what took me so long, peace, Kelly, what took me so long was deciding whether or not, it was worth it. Like, should I leave? I work with kids, so I didn't want to leave the kids. I felt very guilty about leaving my coworkers and like, I have a lot. I fulfill a lot of roles, and I have a lot of duties where I work. So I was like, I just felt really, really bad. Hey, Natty, I felt really, really bad about leaving everybody. But honestly, it came to the point that it was a choice between me or them, and I had to choose like self-preservation and preserving my own wellness because I was getting to the point of exhaustion. I know that y'all have noticed. I was getting sick a lot. I'm holding my phone. I normally have it like on a tripod, but I'm holding it. So sorry if it looks a little shaky. But I'm holding it. I'm holding that. I'm holding tea. I'm holding some stuff. But yeah, it got to the point where I don't know. I'm pretty sure y'all noticed, but I was getting sick a lot. And I had went to the doctor, and my doctor was like, "Look, like I'm used to seeing you once every 6 months. I've been seeing you every month since August, which is when I started this position." And she was like, "What's going on? Like, what's good, sis?" And we just had a real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just like, "Yo, like, because I'm not gonna stop my business. I'm not gonna stop, manifesting my vision of building the wellness community. I'm not gonna stop doing that." So I was like, it's to the point now where I'm working super hard for someone else's vision. I'm going super hard for my vision. So I'm really nearing a crossroad of I have to choose one. And she was like, "Well, like that seems like common sense." And I was like, "Honestly, it's not." So I really had to like meditate on it, and it took a long time to make this decision. I was talking to my tribe, communing with my tribe, and I was like, what I'm gonna do? Like, what's up, peace? I was like, what am I gonna do? And I just told, asked my ancestors to give me a sign, just give me a sign of what I should do. And I got the sign very quickly. Very quickly, I got the sign. Yes, the wellness community is live and it's real and it's growing daily. It's growing daily, truly. Shout out to all my patrons, patreon.com/TheQueenPo. Shout out to all of my patrons who are a part of the wellness community. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. And you guys, when I say my vision for the wellness community is so large, and that's really why I had to make this decision because I need to put the amount of energy I was putting into manifesting someone else's vision. I need to put all that I have into my vision because my vision is large. And when I had 1 week off of work, that's when I started the Patreon. That is when the wellness community really became a thing. And I was able to start the group chat, and we really, really we are building and we are progressing very quickly. And just in that 1 week, I was able to grow my vision and really get it jump started off the ground in that way. And I'm like, imagine if I had more time. Imagine if I had this energy constantly, where we would be as a community. The wellness community is happening. It's not, it's beyond a vision, it's reality. It's happening, and the vision is just to continue to grow it and grow it and grow it. And I know for a fact that, this is something that's needed for the world, So I want to make sure that I'm doing my part, and, I'm leaving my footprints, as Beyonce would say. One of my favorite Beyonce songs is I Was Here. I don't know if y'all know that song, but that's one of my favorite Beyonce songs. And in there, she talks about, she wanted to leave her footprints, so the world knows that she was here. And that's really the goal of like leaving my footprint. And my footprint is the wellness community. That's our footprint, spreading wellness throughout the world. So I definitely wanted to, I just want to focus my energy and invest my energy into building that and into manifesting my vision. So that's what I decided. Now, the reason I'm like, y'all, because I got to catch y'all up on the tea. As I'm sipping tea, I got to catch y'all up on the tea. So, I turned in my official letter of resignation last week, Friday. And in the letter, I explained that, like, next week I'm gonna still continue to come in and support, close out my data reports, all that other stuff, finish my grades and everything. And I was like, I want to be able to tell my kids from my own mouth. I want to be able to explain this to my students, really, because I wanted my students to know that this decision has nothing to do with them. They did nothing wrong. They didn't do anything to cause me to feel this way. What it is I need to invest my energy in my own vision. And the message that I was sending to my students was, number one, I'll still be there volunteering. I'm still doing sister circles, so I'll still be present, but I'll be present to support them with holistic wellness, not so much academically, but with holistic wellness, right? Which is true. I was up there today doing sister circle and everything. So I said that, which happened, but y'all, my coworkers ain't taking it so well. Okay. Sips tea. All right. People mad, y'all. Folks is mad. And apparently when I sent in my letter of resignation Friday, of course, I sent it to my team members, which out of the staff of over 60-some people, is only about 16 members. I sent it to my team members, but of course, word spread around the whole school, and folks got mad. Okay, folks is in their feelings. Folks is talking, and honestly, the way that I was treated when I came into the building on Monday is hilarious. And any of my students watching this, I really don't care if y'all tell, okay? And I because this is just real talk. So the way I was treated when I came in the building on Monday, what I'm explaining to y'all is exactly how I explained it in my letter of resignation. It's just like, I need to invest my energy in me, and I need to put my wellness first. I was treated like a plague. People treated me like I was going crazy. I literally had several people come up to me and ask me, like, "Are you okay? Are you sure? Do you need a mental health leave? Like, is it okay?" Like, people really was treating me like I was bugging out. And even when I would explain exactly what I just said to them, like, I have a vision and I want to spend my energy and invest my energy into manifesting my vision, people were treating me as though I was irrational. Like I was not thinking rationally. But this is the thing, y'all. There are so many people that I work with who are so unhappy. And one-to-one and in small groups, they will voice their unhappiness. They will voice how much they hate it and how miserable they are and how overwhelming this is and how they're tired and how they have to sacrifice everything they have. Most people are single. Honestly, real talk. Most people are not in relationships. Yes, I agree with that, princess. But most people are not in relationships, and the ones who are, most of them are not in healthy relationships. And they all talk about how they have sacrificed their relationships with their spouses. They sacrificed their relationships with their children. Okay. And they say that they have to, because you have no choice. We work for 10 to 12 hours a day. They're like, I put this over my children. I put this over my spouse, yada, yada, yada. My relationship is suffering, but they still stay. And the conversations that I was having was like, but that sounds rational to you? That sounds rational. People were treating me like I was irrational because I said I'm choosing me and I'm choosing my vision and I'm choosing my wellness. People were treating me as though I was irrational, asking me if I need a mental health leave. Am I mentally okay? But to them, it sounds rational to sacrifice everything you have for someone else's vision. Although I feel like this school is a good school, this school is a good school. There's problems with any educational institution. There's problems with any of them. I've worked for the DOE, for charters. I work for private schools. It's problems with all of them. So I'm gonna say this school is a good school, but this is also someone else's vision. This school is someone else's vision, and my thing is, you're willing to sacrifice everything you have and kill yourself for someone else's vision, and that's rational to you. There was one sister, a sister, who was very upset and had no problems confronting me. And I'm using the word confront for a reason. She had no problems confronting me about how she felt. And she was like, she was like, I just feel like what you doing is messed up. And, some of us got a job to do, so we going to do it. Meanwhile, this sister talking to me, her throat is sore. She could barely speak. She's pale. She's dried out. She's sniffling. Her hair, normally she'd be flat. Her hair looking crazy. I'm like, sis, you okay? I said, as she's going in, I just stopped her. I just touched her arm. I said, sis, I just want to make sure you okay. Are you well? I said, because you don't look like you're well. She said, I'm sick, but I got a job to do and I'm going to do my job. Wow. And that's rational to you. That's rational to you. And this sister, just like me, she was getting sick quite often. She was getting physically sick quite often. And as we know, physical sickness is just a sign of what's going on internally. So she's getting sick often. And I'm like, what? You saying, oh, I know I'm sick, but I still got a job to do and I'm gonna do my job. Okay. Well, later on in the afternoon, that same sister came to me and she apologized. She apologized for the way she spoke to me. She apologized for the content of her conversation. And essentially, she said that she wished that she was doing what I did. And the crazy thing about it is, I had to tell, I let her go on with, explaining how she felt. And what I had to do was I just said, sis, let me explain something to you. If you die today, your job is going to get done tomorrow. If you die tonight, your job will get done tomorrow. Period. And that's the message that I want to leave with y'all about this whole I quit my job situation. Invest in your damn self. Invest your energy in yourself. It's nothing wrong with having a job. Having a job is great, especially when it's one that you love and one that you truly care about. But be mindful that that place of employment is someone else's vision. That job is someone else's vision. I don't give a damn if you working at Walmart. Mr. Wally, my mother used to always call Walmart Wally's World. I don't even know what the name of the owner of Walmart name is. But Mr. Wally, that Walmart was Wally's vision, okay? I don't care if you working at Walmart, you working at McDonald's. McDonald's was Ronald's vision, okay? Whoever the founders is of these companies that we are working our asses for, this is their vision, and you are consciously working for someone else's vision. There's nothing wrong with that. But all I am urging you to do is the same amount of energy you're putting in someone else's vision, put into your own. Put into your own vision. Put into manifesting your deepest dreams and desires. And as people were coming to me one to one, because there are a lot of people, like I said, there's people who don't even speak to me this week. And I had great relationships with the people I work with. I'm talking about great relationships. But there are people who are not even speaking to me anymore. But the ones who have come to me to confront me or just to simply talk to me about how they feel, it's been a great conversation of just me simply asking them, because I listen to them and I listen to how they feel. Absolutely. Absolutely. I listen to them and I listen to how they feel. And then I ask them, I just say, what is your dream? Was this your dream? Not a single person has said yes. When I ask them, is this your dream? Is this your dream? Not a single person has said yes. And I'm talking to people who's been there for 10 years plus, 5 years plus. So what was your dream? When they start talking about what their dream is, their face lights up. Their whole aura and energy changes. They forget that they mad at me for choosing to leave. And they get so focused on discussing their dreams and their deepest desires. And then my next question is, so why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing that? Then it comes with basically what it all comes down to is security. Some of them have children, they got to worry about insurance. Some of them have, families and spouses. Some of them just need a consistent check. And it's always like, though, well, when I save this amount, I'm going to go, well, I said 2 more years and I'm out of here and stuff like that, which, if that's your plan, that's your plan. But ask yourself, is that your plan or is that your excuse? That's what you really got to be real with yourself about. Is that your plan or is that your excuse? Are you really going to stay 2 more years and dip? Are you really consciously saving the amount of money that you claim it's going to take for you to go and manifest your vision? Really? That's the thing that I found so baffling, was that people rationalize staying in places that they do not like. People rationalize staying in places that are not healthy for them. People rationalize staying in places that are not serving their wellness, that's causing them to become physically ill. They rationalize that, hey, Xavier, I'm well. They rationalize that, right? And instead of putting all the energy that you are putting into someone else's vision, instead of putting it into their vision, they're upset with me for actually doing the thing that most of them wish they would have done. Most of them wish they would have done it. And the reason I'm realizing that the reason that you guys are so upset, because it's just simply a reminder of what you have not done. And this is not to shade them at all, but this is just real talk. This is real talk. And the ones that I've had these one-to-one conversations with know that it's true. Most of them feel how I feel, but they ain't got it right now to walk away and say, I can't do this no more because this is no longer serving my highest supreme energy. This is draining for me. And because it's so draining, I don't have the energy to invest in my vision and invest in my dream. And that's the sad part for me. So once again, just the whole idea that people rationalize choosing others over themselves, and that's sad. That's sad. And honestly, like that for me was hurtful. Like the multiple conversations of dreams deferred, the multiple conversations of dreams deferred. People, I'm talking about people being upset that I quit my job. People I work with being upset that I quit my job. But the multiple conversations of dreams deferred, and that was the interesting part. And as Langston Hughes said, a dream deferred is a dream denied. Every day that you put off manifesting your vision is one more day that you are telling your ancestors and your spirit guides no. Everybody has a purpose. Every day that you put off fulfilling your purpose, every day that you put off manifesting your vision, every day that you delay it is the day that you telling your ancestors, your spirit guides, and the God that created you telling them, nah, I'm straight. That's sad. For real. That's sad. That's sad. And honestly, if this is you, if that is you, if you are that person who is, you contemplating should you do it. If you're that person who's not sure about whether or not you should do it, I'm telling you, do it. And I'm gonna just give y'all a little. I got a testimony. I'm gonna give y'all a little testimony, okay? Because honestly, when I made the decision to quit, I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do when it came to money. Okay, I was like, I don't know what type of, what's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Made the decision, the final decision, move forward into looking for other opportunities, and blessings is that, I have multiple streams of income. Thank God. I have multiple streams of income. One of them is YouTube. I have multiple different streams of income. You know what I'm saying? I supposed to be hustling, you know what I'm saying? Got little hustles, legal hustles, I ain't selling nothing illegal, But I got a few little streams, but they don't equate to what I was making in this position, right? And that's just real talk. So So I was just like, okay, I need some supplements. I need some supplements. So explored an opportunity, sent out an email to a company who does one-to-one tutoring, yada yada yada. So I just sent them an email inquiring about partnering with them and like what can I do. Same day got an email back. Same day did a phone interview. Same day did my second phone interview. Today I did my in person. I'm going up there tomorrow and sign my paperwork. This is less than a week after putting my resignation. I put my resignation in last week Friday. Today Wednesday. Income replaced. And I'm able to create my own schedule, and I'm able to choose my clients and all that other good stuff. God got you. God got you. What I said in my last video, that video I posted saying I quit my job, when you do the right thing, you will be well. When you do the right thing, you will be well. I know I did the right thing. I know I did the right thing. And the universe is opening so many gateways for me. When you do the right thing, you'll be well. You just got to trust that you're doing the right thing. Trust yourself. Trust your spirit guides. Trust your ancestors. When you refuse to walk by faith and not by sight, when you refuse to step out and just believe and just work and do it anyway, when you refuse to do that, you spitting in the face of your ancestors. And that's just real talk. That's just real. That's just real. The more that you doubt, the more that you telling your ancestors and your spirit guides, and you telling God, I don't trust you. The more that you be like, I ain't sure, I don't know, and you keep letting your fear trump you doing the right thing, you are literally telling God, telling your ancestors and telling your spirit guides, I don't trust you. You can't say you trust God, but don't really put your faith in him. You can't say that you trust God and that you a believer, but then you sitting up here scared and you locking yourself down in a position that's causing you to be ill. You can't say that. You speaking out of both sides of your mouth. If you truly trust, you gotta trust. If you truly know that you need to move, you better move. Because what'll happen is either you gonna move by choice, or God will shut that whole thing down and you ain't gonna have no choice but to go. Because at the end of the day, the universe wants you to be well. The universe wants you to be well, and it's usually us who fights against it. The universe wants you to be well, but we fight against it out of fear. So the universe opens up doors and gateways, but sometimes in order to get to that door, you gotta hop over a little gap. You know that when I know in New York City we got the train, right, and the subway conductor, he always be like, please watch the gap between the subway and the train and the platform. So there's usually a little gap when you got to get off the train. When you go to step onto that platform, there's a little gap of space, and you got to be careful. But the thing is, don't be too careful that your ass stay on that moving train and miss your stop. You stand on the train and you missing your stop. What you better do is get your ass off, hop over that gap, and that gap is where that fear is. That gap is that moment of not being sure. That's what the gap is, but you got to hop over that and trust God and know that that platform going to be there to catch your ass, okay? Get off at your stop. My stop came. I got the fuck off. I jumped over that gap of fear, and that platform was there to catch me. I'm going to sign my paperwork tomorrow, okay? You got to know for sure that your ancestors, your spirit guide, and your God got you. Trust it, okay? Fear not. Fear not. And when I say fear not, I'm not saying don't be scared. I'm not saying don't be scared, because you will be scared. But when I say fear not, do not allow fear to overcome your opportunity. Do not allow fear to overcome your blessings. Please do not. Trust me. I'm telling what I got a testimony. I'm telling y'all my testimony. Okay. Hey, I hear an elder in the back saying shana na na. You know. Okay, I'm telling y'all I got the testimony. Okay. I was scared, but I did it anyway. Okay. Cue the choir. John P. Key, Kirk Franklin. Come on now. You know, at the end of the day, just do what you got to do. Don't be scared. Don't allow your fear to overcome your opportunity. Manifest your vision. So what I'm gonna urge y'all to do, you hesitated when you had to leave your job years ago. Well, I said I waited till the universe of the situation and got fired. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, because like I said, the universe wants you to be well. You sit there, you going to stay on that job if you want to. The universe said, I tried to get you to leave on your own accord, but you want to act up. So now I'm going to have to get them to fire your ass. That's what's going to happen. Okay? You got to stop playing. Yes, Jaleesa Woke, I had to get my ass out of somebody else's seat. Because, and you know what? Thank you, Jaleesa, for reminding me of that. Because really what it was is, Another thing, and this is also the part that my coworkers and stuff, not all of them, but some of them, did not understand. Me saying, like, y'all, I'm living out somebody else's dream. This is not my vision. I'm sitting in somebody else's seat. Like I said in the video, and I explained this to them, I said, it's somebody waiting for this phone call. It's somebody who has applied for this position, and they praying that they get this phone call. But because my ass is in their seat, they ain't getting it. I'm blocking somebody else's blessing. And karma is real. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. So while you blocking somebody else's blessing, your blessings is being blocked. Because what was my desire? My desire was like, look, I got my own business. I'm growing the wellness community. I need to be able to create my own schedule so that I can put the wellness community first, right? I could put my vision first. So that was what I wanted. That was my desire, right? Now, look at this. While I was blocking somebody else's blessing by being in a seat that didn't damn belong to me, I was blocking my blessing. Soon as I got my ass up out of that seat, guess what door opened up? Guess what door opened up? The opportunity to create my own damn schedule, making more money than what I was making over there. Okay, and I could put the wellness community first because I got the opportunity once again to create my own schedule. I could work however many hours I choose to, take however many clients I choose to or choose not to. You got to get your ass out of somebody else's seat. If you somewhere, preach up. Come on, Xavier, I heard that. You know, this is the thing. If you sitting in somebody else's seat, you working somewhere where you not happy. You working somewhere where this is just not who you are. You working somewhere where this not even your vibe. This is not your vision. Get your ass out of somebody else's seat because it's somebody who is praying for your position. And you in their space. And as soon as you get your ass out of somebody else's seat, yours gonna come available. And matter of fact, when you go to stand up from out of their seat, somebody gonna scoot your seat right behind you so you can sit your ass down in what belongs to you. Sit in your throne, king. Sit in your throne, queen. Your seat empty. Your throne is getting cold over there, waiting for you to come sit down. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all I'm gonna say. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. And I just want to share this energy and this testimony, Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Hey, felt that. I just want to share. That's all. So I'm off that, Hope that encouraged somebody. I'm off that. Another thing I want to talk about real quick, y'all, is the election. And then if y'all want me to talk about anything, y'all could just suggest it in the comments. I'm more than open to conversation. But much love to y'all. Much love, Watson. But I want to talk about the election, right? So Joe Biden took Super Tuesday. Joe Biden took Super Tuesday. Now, I've been waiting to speak fully on the election. I spoke a little bit about it last time when I was talking about Bloomberg, and I was advising everybody to look deeply into Bloomberg and look deeply into what he had done in New York as far as with the stop and frisk and everything. And I was urging y'all to really, truly look deeply into that. And Bloomberg has since dropped out of the race. So, get your ass out of somebody else's seat. He dropped out of the race. Now, mainly, Elizabeth Warren, she's still holding on. But you got, Bernie Sanders and you got Joe Biden. I love, not you don't say, I love that, Kelly, you don't say, is that right? Did anybody watch My Wife and Kids back in the day? Is that right? But, Elizabeth's still holding on. But you got Joe Biden and you got Bernie Sanders, right? They are mainly the front runners, of course. And I love Elizabeth. I ain't gonna say love her, I like her. But my thing with Elizabeth is Lizzie be snitching, y'all. Lizzie be snitching. I don't know. I just don't like how Lizzie be moving, y'all. I steal from the street at the end of the day. Lizzie be snitching. When Liz came up there and she tried to put Bloomberg on blast, and she was like, I'm not the one who told one of my clients to kill it, speaking of the baby. I'm like, all right, Lizzie, now you just straight up snitching. It's about the third time you done dropped somebody tea on the floor. Okay, we don't even want that tea. We ain't thirsty, Lizzie. You got to relax. Okay, I just feel like, I don't live in the States, but I sort of follow the election. Okay, Natty. And honestly, like, for me personally, I feel like Elizabeth Warren is already out the race, but I do feel like she'll be a great VP. She'll be a great VP pick. So really, it's between Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. Um, Joe Biden won Super Tuesday, killed it for Super Tuesday. My only concern with Joe Biden is two things, because both of them are old white men. We already know, come on. We already know. They old white men. So understanding what we have to choose from. Now, my people, because I'm having conversations with black folks who like, I ain't voting. I ain't voting. Now, my people, for this one, we got to vote, okay? We got to turn out. Now, the last election, I ain't going to flex. I was like, man, I don't give a damn about Hillary Clinton. I don't care about none. But y'all, for real, we got to vote this time, okay? I'm not even trying to run the risk of Donald Trump winning again. I don't even want to run the possibility that he may get it. So I'm going to get my ass out there and vote, and I hope that y'all all do too. Now, my thing with, Julissa says she'll never pick Joe Biden. Now, my whole thing with them is just simply, who are we going to choose? With Bernie Sanders, I definitely feel like Bernie Sanders is a dream seller. I feel like he knows the right thing to say to the right people. I think he feels like he knows that, if you have black women, if you have black people as a whole, and if you have the youth, you got the office, you got the election. And I think Obama definitely proved that. And I think Bernie Sanders is really trying to follow in the Obama footprint. But he also recognizes that he's a white man. So really, I feel like he's trying to just like, I'm going to give y'all everything y'all want. When it comes to his black agenda, like reparations, we going to get you some type of reparations. You want free college, we going to get you some free college. Oh, clear debt, we going to clear all the debt. And you know that damn well that's the shit black people care about. We care about getting our credit together. We want to be able to go to college for free, so get rid of these damn student loans. And he know damn well we want a check. We want some reparations. He know that. He know we still waiting on our 40 acres and our mule. They could hold the mule, hold my mule. They could hold that. But, we still want our reparations. Bernie know that. So Bernie trying to tell us everything he think we want to hear. Ever thought of moving to Africa? I lived in Africa. I spent almost a year over there. So interesting question. I'll talk about that soon, definitely. But yeah, Bernie knows that. Now this is my thing. Yes, Jaleesa, I definitely agree with that. We don't pick the president. Electoral College does. They proved that the last time. Absolutely. But that's my thing with Bernie. So I feel like he's dream selling. And my thing is like his idea of like, I'm gonna be Robin Hood and I'm gonna take from the rich and give to the poor. I feel like, okay, Bernie, the Electoral College is gonna wipe his ass out. They're gonna be like, he tripping just because he's saying that alone. Now with Joe Biden, my only thing with Joe Biden is, like I said, they both old white men, but Joe is old. Joe old, and Joe showing his age. When he stood up there the other day and he gave that speech and he said that he was running for U.S. Senate, I was like, oh, Joe don't even know what office he running for no more, y'all. Joe don't know what. Joe said, why am I here again? Joe don't even know what office he running. Joe was giving a speech and he confused, this was yesterday, he confused his wife for his sister. Joe out there. I don't think Joe all the way here no more. I don't think all his crackers is in the pack. I don't think so. I don't think Joe got his whole 40 acres. I don't think so. I think that Joe is missing a little something. I think that, and if my fear is that if we allow him to get in office, that dementia really gonna set in. And he gonna be like, I forgot what I told all y'all niggas. Matter of fact, I'm Republican. I really feel like Joe gonna forget who the fuck he is. You said Joe is a pervert. Ooh, G. Lisa, that's an accusation, sis. What's the evidence? What's the evidence, sis? Now, my thing is, Joe old, and I'm just a little scared of if he get in this office, all his pebbles ain't fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's up. I don't think he gonna recall what he promised and what he said, or he gonna act like it at least. And he giving us the hint. He gonna be like, y'all know I ain't all the way there. Remember I said I was running for Senate? I forgot. Y'all know I ain't all the way there. I forgot what I said, so I ain't got to do that shit no more because I forgot. I really feel like Joe gonna use that as an excuse. There's a lot of videos of him being praying towards young girls. Don't tell me that, y'all. I didn't know that. They got videos of Joe Biden doing predatory behavior towards young girls. Y'all be every time. This is why I love coming on live, because y'all be educating the hell out of me. I did not know that. Last time I went live, I talked about the coronavirus. Shout out to everybody who sent me videos and stuff like that, about the information about the coronavirus. I watched all of them and got my all the way educated life on coronavirus. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that Joe Biden did that. So why is he not being Me Too'd? Why is he not being Me Too'd? Why are we not hearing more about? I feel like I read CNN every day. Why is that not mainstream news on CNN? If he did that inappropriate touching for young girls, ooh, Joe a perv, Uncle Joe. Tyler Perry tried to warn us. Remember he had that character, Uncle Joe. Joe be touching on young girls. I didn't know that. Joe. I'm gonna have to watch that. Yes, the current president definitely did it. We know Trump said, literally, when y'all said that Joe Biden got accused of that, and I asked, why is that not mainstream news? I forgot Trump said grab him by the pussy and nobody gave a damn. So I guess that just ain't mainstream news no more. But if a black man did it, Agenda 2030, Xavier, yes. Yes, I recall. I read. Yes. Yes. Now, this is the thing. Who am I going to vote for? I still don't know. Honestly, I'm looking towards the VPs because I don't give a damn about my phone on the charger, y'all, so I'm trying to, like, keep close to it. But I don't give a damn about the president no more. Honestly, that's the point that I'm at right now. I don't give a damn about the president no more. Bernie or Biden, I feel like two sides of the same coin. I'm looking for the VP. Now, I do feel like if Biden gets picked, I feel like him and Obama working some shit out, and Obama gonna tell his ass, you got to get Kamala up in here. You got to have Kamala as a VP. I'm going for the most lit VP. It's really like this election, I feel like it's really not going to be about the presidential candidates. It's going to be about who's the VP. That's what I feel. So between Bernie and Biden, which one of y'all gonna snatch Kamala up first? Because, we need a black woman in the office. We need one. So I feel like that's what it's gonna be about. They do need to get a black candidate or brown, or brown, black or brown, a brown female who's about that business, black woman who's about that business, or black man. That's not Cory Booker, okay? I like Cory Booker, but my only thing, Cory lost me when he said, there's a saying in my community that you're dipping in the Kool-Aid and you don't know the flavor. That ain't what we say, Cory. I feel like Cory tried it with that. Cory, we say you all in the Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. Okay, that's what we say. You all in my Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. If you gonna quote black folks, Cory, you better quote us right. Quote us right. You're dipping in the Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. We don't even say flavor, we say flavor. Okay, we don't pronounce our O-R. Flavor. No. If you gonna quote us right, Cory. So I don't want Cory Booker as the VP. I need if you gonna have a black man who try to give me a real one, okay? Obama sat up there and sung Al Green on the podium. Obama sung Al Green. It don't get no blacker than that. It don't get no blacker than grits. Okay? He sung Al Green. You got to do better, Cory. Go pander somewhere else. Now, Kamala, I feel like she learned her lesson about pandering when she tried to eat that damn pig foot. What was she eating, like pig feet or pork shoulder or some shit? And everybody was like, girl, put that shit down. Black people ain't even eating pork like that no more. I feel like they got Kamala all the way together, and she learned her lesson, so we forgive you, Kamala. Come on back, sis. She went to Howard. My roommate actually got me together on Kamala. He was just like, listen, this is what you got to do, sis. He was like, she black, she went to Howard, because I was doubting Kamala for a little minute, but he educated me on Kamala and like gave me some information. So I was like, okay, I'm friend, I'm gonna try to support. So I'm supporting Kamala. I'm supporting Ish. I'm supporting Ish Kamala. I'm supporting Kamala with a side eye. I'm supporting Kamala with a side eye. Simply because I'm just like, Sid, you know how you got that one friend who like, they be talking crazy sometimes, but you still support them a little bit, Kamala is that person for me, Okay, Muhammad, I appreciate you. But Kamala's that person for me. I'ma still support her, but I'm like, side eye. So that's what I'm waiting for, y'all. When it comes to the election, I'm waiting to see who the VP is gonna be. It's a runoff between the VPs, and we shall see. Okay. Obama didn't put any black initiatives in place in 8 years. Now, okay, black folks. Now, this is my thing with black initiatives, black people. Okay, this is my thing, black people with black initiatives. I think what we have to realize, especially with Obama, is black a black president can't say he has black initiatives. Like, although we were happy to have a black president, and we, even if Kamala becomes VP, black people can't specifically say, I'm doing this shit for black people. We could say that in songs. This right here for my nigga. We could say that in songs, but we can't really get up on a presidential State of the Union address and say that, this one right here, this for, fuck them other niggas, cause I'm down for my nigga. I feel like that's what y'all wanted Obama to come out to. Fuck them other niggas, cause I'm down for my. No, we can't just explicitly say that. But I do feel like Obama did some things that we benefited from. Now, reparations, Jaleesa, I do see where you coming from with reparations, but I don't feel like black people gonna get reparations. Honestly, that's just real talk, y'all. Bomb drop, boom. I don't feel like black folks gonna get reparations. No presidential candidate is gonna give black folks reparations. If we do get reparations, they gonna put it in the form of a stimulus package, and that'll be it. We ain't gonna get no damn reparations. And we not gonna get reparations, Jaleesa, because now listen to this. Now we about to get real. We not gonna get you said I changed my feelings like clothes. I'm glad you know me. But I want us to get reparations, but we're not going to get reparations. I do want us to get them, but we're not going to get them. And the reason that we're not going to get reparations is because for black people to get reparations, America would have to admit that they were wrong. And that is why we didn't get reparations in the first place. You got to remember, America agreed that black people deserved reparations. They said, so whether or not we should get them is not even a question. America already said black people should get reparations. That's why they promised us our 40 acres and a mule. They recognized that slavery set us back so much, and they were willing to repair the damages done from slavery. They already said that. But present day, you got to remember, they said they backed that shit up, and they was like, oh, no, we can't give them reparations because then we basically telling the world that we fucked up. And we're telling the world that America did not earn its rightful place as a superpower. Giving black people reparations would be America admitting that they did not earn their rightful place as a superpower. It would be America admitting that the only reason they are a superpower is because of the blood of our ancestors. And yes, America is too prideful to admit it. I definitely agree with you. I agree with you, my sister. America is too prideful to admit it. America will never give black folks reparations because that is the way that America would have to admit that it is only because of our ancestors that they are a superpower. They will have to admit the amount of wrong they've done because the reparations will have to equate the damages done. The reparations would have to equate the damages done. So they would have to pay out so much that number one, it's going to put a dent in their overall economy. And number two, it's going to give black folks too much power. Because imagine if they really gave us 40 acres of land. They wouldn't want to do that shit. We couldn't even have Black Wall Street. We couldn't even have motherfucking Tulsa. We couldn't have that shit. They bombed anytime we build and we prosper, they come and bomb that shit. Let alone giving each person 40 acres or each family 40 acres. They would never let us do that shit. And number three, it would be them admitting that they were wrong. And America will never apologize to black folks in that way. They would never. They would never. And honestly, it would open the gateway for reparations in so many forms because we still waiting on reparations for slavery. Okay? So that means that we would also be due reparations for Jim Crow. We would also be due for reparations for mass incarceration in the prison industrial complex. We'll be due reparations for the crack epidemic. Okay? We'll be due so much reparations that they would never stop giving. Because once we get our slavery reparations, black people going to be like, all right, now run this one. Where my Jim Crow money? Where my crack epidemic money? Where my mass incarceration money? We gonna want more and more and more and more and more, and it ain't gonna happen. how would they even differentiate between African Americans and people of African descent? That's a good question. I feel like what they got to do is because if what was it the one drop rule, one drop of black blood meant you're black. You got to keep that same energy when it comes to reparations. Even though I don't want some of y'all niggas on the list though. Okay, some of y'all the coons don't get no reparations. Keep your ass on out the line. When we lined up for our reparations, when we in the bread line, keep your ass out the line with your coon ass. Okay, we don't want you over here. You don't deserve it. Why the Jewish have got it and the black people don't? Of course, Jewish. Listen, I'm going back and reading the comments. Somebody said, "Why? How come the Jewish people got it? White people gonna pay their damn self. White people gonna pay they self. Of course, the Jews got reparations. They paying they damn self. If I had a business and I could cut my damn self a check and get money off the check that I cut myself, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. You know they gonna that's what they gonna do. That's what they gonna do. That's what they gonna do. They don't want us to prosper, and we know that. So, like I said, I just don't think. I think the idea of talking about reparations is always fun conversation. I do hope we get reparations. Okay, so if anybody ever see this video, I'm gonna be on the line. I'm gonna be on the line. You know, I'm gonna be there if we do get them. But I'm just saying, I don't think we gonna get them. But if we get them, I want them. I'm gonna be on the line. Okay, I want my 40-acre shit. I want me a garden. Okay, a garden, a little log cabin somewhere. But put my 40 acres somewhere where the land is, the soil is good, and somewhere where it's not too hot. I want to be picky about my 40 acres. Can we choose where our 40 acres is? What if they send us back to Africa? What if they be like, oh, how would y'all like that in reparations if they said, you know, our form of reparations is you have the option to, basically how they did with Liberia. So like you have the option to go to this certain area of Africa. Would y'all go? Would you go? I went. So to answer the question, somebody asked me would I ever move back to Africa. I did. And I gotta release those vlogs. I've been very honestly hesitant about releasing the vlogs. Fatima said yes, you would go. I've been very hesitant about releasing the vlogs that I did from my experience in Africa. I'm gonna release them, but I'm trying to be very conscious because y'all, this is about to be real talk. Okay. And much love to all of my African people, African family, friends. I love y'all. But my experience in Africa wasn't pretty all the time. It was a great experience. I learned a lot. But it wasn't pretty all the time. Jaleesa said nope. Honestly, it's a reason I'm back here. And I did South Africa, I did Ethiopia, and I did Egypt in less than a year. I did Ghana back in 2014. I was staying in Ghana for 6 months. It's the reason I'm back here. Overall, essentially, the lesson I learned is it's a battle to fight everywhere you go. The question is which one you gonna be on the front lines of. That's really what it is. There's a battle to fight everywhere you go. The question is which one are you gonna be on the front lines of? And that's real shit. Okay. Everywhere I went there was a battle. There are definitely, yes, Mike, there are definitely cons of living in Africa, in certain parts of Africa. And honestly, being a woman in South Africa, it wasn't safe. And I'll do a whole separate video about my experience of why I say that. But it was a very traumatic experience, okay? Very traumatic experience. I had to move. I had a friend come, and my friend stayed and was scared as fuck. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. A lot. So I will say, and South Africa is very well developed. So that's what I love about South Africa, and what really drew me there and kept me there for the amount of time that it did, because I was there for 3.5 months. But experience after experience after experience, I was just like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I felt very much like I was living in Brownsville, Brooklyn back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, very well developed in South Africa. Like Uber, everything we have here, they got there. South Africa really is just like America. It really is. Like everything, they had Popeyes. Come on, y'all. They had Popeyes in South Africa. I was eating Popeyes. I had a biscuit, strawberry jam. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat no chicken, but I had a Popeyes biscuit in South Africa. They got Krispy Kreme. They got the Gucci store, the Louis store, all of that. Santon Malls. Shout out to Santon. They got all the nice stuff. Everything we have here, they got there. Beautifully well developed. Like I said, I was taking Ubers everywhere. The American dollar is great. It's like 1 to 28, so $1 equals 28 rands. That's the name of their currency, rands, RANDS, rands. Great. So I was staying in a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom apartment. It was $1,000 a month. Yes, didn't feel safe at all. And I was staying in a very like the rich part of town too. Before then, though, when I first moved there, I was staying in Brixton. So anybody who's familiar with South Africa, I was staying in Brixton. And as soon as I got there, people was like, "Why are you here? Like, you need to move immediately. Like, move out of this area, move out of this neighborhood." But I had already rented a house and everything, so I was like, I'm already established. Like, I don't want to move just right now. But essentially, a few events happened where I just had to go. Like, it got to the point where I was sleeping with the light on and all of that. Like I said, I'll do a separate video about those events and stuff, describing them specifically. But extreme safety concerns. So I moved to Santon, which I felt internally conflicted because I felt like a sellout. Like, I'm moving to Santon, which is really like the rich part of town, and I didn't want to be the American girl moving to the rich part of town, but it was safer, and we had a security gate, and we had all of that stuff. Definitely go, have your own experience, go and enjoy it. South Africa is beautiful. Partied my ass off. South Africans are known for partying, and the braai. The braais, a braai is what they call a barbecue out there. Like how we have a cookout or a barbecue, they call it a braai. So they're known for having fun. They're known for the braais and all of that stuff. Great time, great time. Enjoyed myself tremendously. But when it comes to living long term, not right now. Job opportunities are great out there, especially if you work with education. Great job opportunities. Yes, that's true. Chinese got preparation. You mean reparations? But yeah. Now, great job opportunities and everything, especially if you're education, technology, business, and you want to move to South Africa, it will be nothing for you to get a job. So easy. The pay is decent for where you live. So you can't expect if you got American bills, you ain't going to make it in South Africa money. You got to remember it's 1 to 28. So $1 is 28 rands. If you got American bills, you ain't going to make it on a South African salary. But you will do well in South Africa on a South African salary. So once again, if you are in education, technology, or business, go to South Africa. Very advanced, very well developed. Great. Now you do still got your areas, your neighborhoods that just like America, where you ain't want to go to certain times. You know what I'm saying? But it's great. Now, it's just that safety, especially as a woman. The experience for men is a little different, but especially as a woman, safety is a big thing. Sexual assault, all of that stuff is a big thing. Rape is a big thing. And then also for men too, like they got this thing with cell phones where there's a lot of areas, peace test, there's a lot of areas where you can't take out your cell phone to get snatched. And if any South Africans in here, y'all know I'm telling the truth. I was in Johannesburg, so there's this area called Bram, which like the good parties and like the Saturday neighborhoods and all that stuff, they're in Bramfontein. So you go to Bram, but you can't really take out your cell phone over there because it's a real thing. You go to Mabuneng, which is like the art district, and you can't take out your cell phone because they'll snatch your cell phone. I witnessed people get robbed at knife point. I witnessed people get their cell phone snatched. I witnessed somebody get robbed at gunpoint. And this is in a very short time. Okay, this is a very short time. I was definitely, yes, Jaleesa, well, Jaleesa said I would have to be strapped in South Africa. I was trying to get a gun. And I definitely stayed with some dudes who had guns, okay? Especially after the experience I had, I stayed with some dudes who had guns, okay? That's just real. That was South Africa. Don't prosecute me, okay? But that's real. I had to stay safe. I had to stay safe. But you do get a lot of love. I got a lot of love. I got a lot of respect. I still have some great connections out there, but I'm just keeping it real with y'all. So the question was, would I ever move back to Africa? I still do have the desire to move to Africa, but I gotta find a place where I can manifest my vision for living in Africa. I want to have a garden. I need to live where the soil is prosperous, and rich. I need to live where it's safe, a place where I would want to raise children, a place where my children can get a good education and feel safe as well. Yeah, and then a place that's just centered in love as well. So, maybe as the wellness community develops, maybe, we'll be able to, do something out in Africa, and we can get more connections and stuff, and like see where's a place in Africa. I want to eventually, a part of my vision with the wellness communities, I want us to start doing retreats, and I definitely can see us doing a retreat somewhere in Africa, that's safe and beautiful. Maybe Tanzania, definitely. I've heard great things about Tanzania. I'm going back to Africa this summer, so I'm always going to Africa. So my goal this summer is to do Senegal, Nigeria, and Tanzania. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. But I'm going back this summer, and then I'm also going to Bali too this summer. So I'll keep y'all updated on my experience with that. But yeah, that's just when I moved back to Africa. Yeah, yeah. A sister who moved to Namibia. I'm deaf from New York. I'm gonna look in. Good night, peace. I'm gonna look into Namibia. I've heard great things about Namibia. At some point, I'd like to move to South Africa. That's definitely on my bucket list. Go to South Africa. If you have the desire to move there, move there. Move to Sandton. That's something I wish somebody would have told me when I first got there. Move to Sandton. Sandton is like, it's the wealthy area, but it's safe. Safety first. Move to Sandton, and then once you get there, you can explore other areas. Mabunang is the art district. That's in art. Like South Africa right now is going through a huge art renaissance. A huge art renaissance. Afropunk Brooklyn this year, they had a whole South Africa stage dedicated to South African artists. It's a huge art renaissance. So if you are a musician, if you're an artist, a poet, a writer, anything, it's like how the Harlem Renaissance was. South Africa is having that experience. You don't need vaccines to go to South Africa, but you do need vaccines for most other African countries. You don't need vaccines to go to South Africa though. The Rastafarian community, and I always find the Rastas everywhere I go. There's Rastas in South Africa. There was Rastas in Ghana. I met Rastas in Ethiopia. Of course. I went to Shashamani, chilled with the Rastas. If you don't know what Shashamani is the holy land in Ethiopia that Empress Haile Selassie set aside for the Rastas. They was out there. They had that experience in Egypt. There are some Egyptian Rastas I met at the pyramids. I got pictures and stuff like that. I should do a whole separate vlog about that. My experience with Rastas around the world, because I connected with the Rastas in Cuba as well. When I went, I connected with some Rastas in Bali. There's Rastas everywhere. Okay, everywhere. Rastas are everywhere. But yeah, so if you're looking for a Rastafarian community, you will find it anywhere you want to go in Africa. Anywhere you want to go, and it's all the same philosophy and the same love. I always feel most comfortable when I'm connected with the Rastas. But yeah, like I said, you don't need vaccines for South Africa, but you do need vaccines for most other African countries. I went to Ghana in 2014, and I stayed there for 6 months. So before I went to Ghana in 2014, I got vaccinated so I could go to Ghana. Now I'm gonna tell you this: you will not be able to get into most African countries if you do not have your yellow card. Your yellow card is the card that you get from the CDC that says all of the vaccines that you have. You got to keep that in your passport, and when you arrive, and you go through customs, then you're gonna have to show your yellow card and your passport in order to get stamped, right? As well as your visa in order to get stamped. If you do not have certain vaccines, most countries are not gonna let you in. So I suggest, even if you are in South Africa and you travel, because once you're in Africa, it's easy to travel throughout Africa. And it's cheap. So that's why, did you visit these places before you moved there? No, I'm crazy. I just be going. Okay, I'm going to get up and go. That's why the solo travel, when I do my vlogs, the solo traveler, and like literally, y'all, I get the fuck up and go. Okay, I don't investigate nothing. And that's probably why I got into the shit I got into in South Africa. Because I'm like, oh, Brixton, sounds nice, boom. Rent house. Like, I don't be investigating nothing. I don't do no research. I don't do nothing. I'm very like wild and spontaneous. I'm young, wild, and free for real. Okay, I get the fuck up and go. Okay, so I didn't do any research, which you might want to do that. Okay, I probably will start doing that. Probably not though, because I'm just like that. But yeah, but so I did the vaccines back in 2014 when I went to Ghana. Jaleesa said, I am done. Did the vaccines back in 2014 when I went to Ghana. Because I did them back then, I never had to do them again. But when I was in South Africa, I was able to travel to Ethiopia and Egypt because the flights are cheap. Once you are in Africa, it's cheap to fly around Africa. When I say cheap, I mean like you could pay maybe $200 to go from South Africa to Ethiopia. You may pay $200 to go from Ethiopia to Egypt. You may pay $300 to go from Egypt to Morocco, which is West Africa. Then from Morocco, you can easily pay $100 to go to Ghana. I'm planning my trip right now for it's me and a couple of my sisters from my sister circle. I'm planning my trip right now for the summer to do Ghana, from Ghana to Nigeria. Excuse me, from Ghana to Senegal, Senegal to Nigeria, and from Senegal to Nigeria is a $90 flight. So once you are in once you are in Africa, it's cheap to fly around Africa, but you are going to need those vaccines. So if you are anti-vaccination, you may need to research or investigate a way that you can get around the vaccines, but I'm not sure about a way that you could get around having to do them. I did them. As far as malaria and malaria pills, I did have to get malaria pills. That was also required. I had to get, and I had to show them when I went to the customs thing. They asked for my yellow card. I also had to show them my bottle of malaria pills. Honestly, when I was living in Ghana, I took them shits for the first week that I was in Ghana, and then I never took them again. And I thank God, knock on everything, I didn't get malaria. But malaria is a real thing in some places in Africa. The village that I was staying in Ghana called Fumiswa. Shout out to all my Ghanaians. I was in Kumasi. Shout out to Fumiswa. The village Fumiswa, at that time, it was riddled with malaria. So it's the word riddled or riddled, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. But it was filled with malaria. And the thing about it was, like, we were getting a lot of warnings, like, take your malaria pills, take your malaria pills. So I was taking them faithfully for a week, but I'm really bad at taking pills, so I just eventually just stopped taking them shits. I ain't take none of them. And I never got it, but I did meet a lot of locals who were from Fumiswa and surrounding areas, and they had family members who died from malaria. So it was not unusual for some people, for somebody to say, "Oh yes, I'm going to my cousin's funeral. She died from malaria." Like, it was not unusual to hear stories like that, So be mindful. Be mindful. That's my little warning. Be mindful of that. Okay, just real talk. I wanted to read this comment that somebody said. Followed you while I was in Nigeria. Husband and I are going through immigration process and stuff because Trump Oh, so y'all are stuck where, Tess? Y'all are stuck in the U.S.? Y'all stuck in the U.S.? I was talking to a sister today. She's from Senegal, and she was brought here as a child by her parents. And because of Trump, she's DACA. Like, she's a DACA person. I don't know what you call them, but that's how she refers to herself. She kept referring to herself as DACA. She was like, I'm DACA. So, but yeah, so right now, she can't leave the U.S., which this is my first time actually meeting someone who was in that situation, and I was shocked. This is my first time meeting, so I want to have more conversation with her to get like more of an understanding of her experience. But Trump is really fucking people up out here. He's really fucking people up out here. Like, I really had no idea. He's stuck in Nigeria. You're here in the U.S. Oh, damn. Damn. You said malaria could be malaria can be controlled by using mosquito nets as you sleep and using mosquito repellent. Now, this is my thing about them damn mosquito nets. It was hot as hell in Ghana. Okay? It was hot as hell. That mosquito net prevents all good breeze from getting to your ass. So yes, the mosquito net was great for keeping the mosquitoes out, but my ass woke up multiple nights like, get this shit out of here. Like, I was hot. That mosquito net be hot, bruh. Like, it works. It definitely works, but that mosquito net be hot as hell. I knew that for a while, but I was going to do that. Wait, what? You knew for a while that they was going to do what? Keep him in Nigeria? What you knew for a while they were gonna do. But yeah, that was like the mosquito nets. They work though. They do work. You're right. The mosquito nets work. Mosquito repellent, because that's how malaria. For those of you who don't know, malaria is transferred through the mosquitoes. But like I said, I didn't have that experience of like getting malaria or malaria concern. I did get bit by mosquitoes multiple times, but I didn't have like malaria scares. And we did a lot of volunteer work. So we actually did a community cleanup where we were in the gutter. So Ghana, the area I was in Kumasi, Fumiswa, they have open sewage still. So it's open gutters and you can see the sewage and all that stuff. And unfortunately, that's why malaria is so rampant, because it's open sewage. So you see all of the, like, everything, and the mosquitoes attract to all the feces and stuff like that. But the thing about it is, you know, a lot of people get malaria. We were down in the sewers and all that stuff, and we didn't get it. Now, I'm not saying that you ain't gonna get it because we didn't get it, but I'm also saying that definitely decreased my fear of catching it a lot, because I've experienced actually being in the gutter, getting bit by mosquitoes and not getting it. So I don't really have that fear when it comes to traveling around Africa. Now, when I was in South Africa, I was going to go to Mozambique. And Mozambique at that time had a huge, like, South Africa kept talking about the travel ban to Mozambique because of the extreme amounts of malaria. So do be mindful and do some research. But I was just looking at Watson comment. You said, truth be told, sometimes research sometimes makes you second guess your decisions. That's why I don't research. Because if I research countries and stuff, I know my ass. I won't go. If I do too much research and they be saying crazy shit, I ain't gonna go. That's why I didn't end up going to Mozambique, because I did too much, and I'm talking about plane ticket booked, did too much research about the malaria in Mozambique at the time, and I was like, oh, hell no. So I didn't end up going because for that specific reason. They do say a lot of negative propaganda about black and brown countries. Watson, you said that. I love that comment. That's absolutely true. But that's also a large reason why I don't research. Yeah. Real shit. You watch Healed on Netflix? Oh, Tess, that's gonna be a whole nother live. So I do live only for the patrons. So Tess, we ain't gonna talk about the newsletter and all that stuff here. That's patron only news, Tess. So I'm gonna do a whole nother live this weekend for the patrons, and we gonna talk about some things from the newsletter and all that other stuff. Okay, patrons only. Patreon.com/TheQueenPo. Okay, healing community, join the wellness community. I sent out the March newsletter with our growth goals and recommendations on there. We got the book recommendations, documentary recommendations, herbal remedy recommendations. I just last night, I will say this though, Tess. Last night, my spirit, y'all. So I have a few spiritual gifts. So my spirit was leading me to do the 111 cleanse. Do the 111 cleanse. Like, you got to put this information out there. Let them know about the 111 cleanse. The 111 cleanse. My spirit kept pushing me to talk about it. Talk about it. Just post it. And I was going to wait to speak about this 111 cleanse until I did release the video, the course on spiritual baths. So I was going to wait to speak about the 111 cleanse. And I was like, just hold it, just hold it. But my spirit kept saying, go, go, go. Like, you got to put it out. So they need it. Somebody needs it. And I was like, okay, so I was just asking my spirit guys, like, tell me who need it, tell me who needs it, tell me who needs it. But my spirit guy said, just put it out there. And I put it out there. I cannot tell y'all how many messages I got from people who said that they needed that. So stuff like that, is in the Patreon, where I follow my spirit, and the value of the wellness community. It's a wellness community because the goal is for all of us to achieve wellness, which looks like manifesting at our highest supreme energy. So you get things like that, on top of the newsletter, on top of the courses. That's the, like I said, that's, you get that. But I follow my spirit. So if my spirit say, give this spiritual bath, they give the steps to this, or do this, or give this remedy, or do that, or somebody need this, that's bonus content stuff. I'm also going to post that stuff and put that stuff out there. So that's all in the Patreon and all that. Patreon.com/TheQueenPo. I'll put the hyperlink in this video. Join the wellness community. We are really growing, and we out here. You know what I'm saying? We out here. You'll have to get a list of African countries where vaccines isn't required. South Africa, I don't trust vaccines at all. I think it's not many. I think South Africa, Botswana, I think Botswana doesn't require vaccines. But yeah, I think it's South Africa and Botswana. It's not that many. Let me tell y'all something. Yeah, they gonna make y'all get these vaccines now. I don't agree with them at all, but they gonna make y'all do it. They gonna make y'all do it. I gotta go reheat my tea. I'm talking to y'all. My tea done got cold for 2 weeks. But when I come back, I'm on the Patreon. Yes, Natty, we'll be waiting for you. The History of Locks video. This is how I landed in your live. Oh, you just watched my History of Locks video. I'm so glad that video really like helped y'all, and really like I'm glad I put that video out there and like I followed my spirit and did that video because yeah, I was really like I wasn't gonna do it honestly, but I did it. So I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad you watched it. You said Ethiopia didn't require vaccines. Okay. I don't think I showed my yellow card when I went to Ethiopia. I don't recall, so don't count that. But yeah, what they say, don't quote me on that. But yeah, I don't think I showed my yellow card when I went to Ethiopia. Ethiopia is great. If you're considering going to Ethiopia, Ethiopia is great. Very traditional, very cultural. Going from South Africa to Ethiopia was a huge difference because when I was in South Africa, once again, I felt like I was in America. When I was in Ethiopia, I felt like I was in Ethiopia. Like, very traditional, very cultural, beautiful harmony, beautiful peace. During the Christian holidays, the Muslim brothers and sisters help the Christians and they'll help clean up the streets and help, decorate and stuff like that for the Christian holidays. And when it's the Muslim holidays, the Christians help the Muslims decorate and do what they gotta do and keep it clean for the Muslim holidays and so on and so forth. The Rasta community is amazing and flourishing out there. Yes, very humble people, very loving, very safe. I felt extremely safe in Ethiopia, walking around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning by myself, meditating and stuff like that at the river. Very safe, very clean country, great food. If you love Ethiopian food, I loved it. Beautiful, peaceful. Everybody was helpful. Everybody was so kind. Yes, hey, proud wellness community family member. I appreciate that. You said Rwanda is on your bucket list. All right, Kelly. You go first, sis, and let me know how it go. I watched Hotel Rwanda, and I know it's been a long time, and a lot of people do go to Rwanda. I actually got into the Peace Corps. This is a little fun fact. I got into the Peace Corps back in 2014, and I was going to join the Peace Corps, and they were going to place me in Rwanda. I had got my placement and everything. They were going to send me to Rwanda. The only reason I didn't go is because I wouldn't have been able to come back for my college graduation. They were going to send me straight from Ghana to Rwanda, and I wanted to go back to Georgia for my college graduation. So I ended up turning it down, and I didn't do it. Need you to talk about freeform locks, years in length, and how it relates to spirituality, enlightenment. You're a half year in. Oh, freeform locks and how it relates to spirituality and enlightenment. I'll do another live about that probably. Y'all, I like going live better than recording videos because recording videos, I feel like, I just feel like the live is more authentic and real. So I like going live and then I could like, really converse with y'all and talk to y'all. So I'll do a live about that freeform locks and spirituality, but they are definitely connected for me. They are definitely connected for me. But I'm about to go, y'all. I'm just looked at the time. It's been 70 something minutes and I want to heat my tea up and stuff. But I'm about to go. I had fun with y'all tonight. Thank y'all for watching and joining. Peace. Family, much love and light and all that. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/TheQueenPo. Be a part of the wellness community, y'all. I got time today, so the wellness community is flourishing and they really about to get this work. Like Patreon members, let me tell y'all something. Y'all really about to get this work, okay? Because like I said, all of the energy that I wanted to invest in the Patreon, a lot of it I was investing at work, which is why I do stone their ad. Okay, so all the energy that I desire to invest in the Patreon, y'all really about to get this work, baby. Okay, like honey, I ain't even gonna tell y'all. I'ma just show you. I ain't gonna tell you, I'ma show you. Okay? Join the Patreon, patreon.com/TheQueenPo. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for y'all energy and y'all support always. And have a good night, family. Peace.